Happening now, the cleanup continues following yesterday's winter storm. We check in with Jamestown road crews next. And a Falconer woman is facing charges after she and her boyfriend allegedly produced child pornography with a teen. Plus, the Jamestown Firefighter Union responds to the City Council's decision to vote down their new contract.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
And thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. It looks like the snow, it's finally come to an end as many of us were shoveling out over the last 24 hours. Let's get a first check of our weather forecast with Chief Forecaster Dakota Honor, who's been pretty busy this week keeping us in tune with what's happening. And Dakota, we really did get quite a bit of snow when you're looking at just the longevity of this event.
Yes, we did. Now, as of right now, we don't have the official storm totals in yet from the entire event, but this is just over the past 24 hours. I'll just step out of the way, and you can see some of these totals. Gary at 11.3. This is just over the past 24 hours, need I remind you. Jamestown at 9.9, Randolph 9.5, Kennedy 8.8, Mayville 8 inches. So there was more than enough snow to have to shovel it out there as of this morning. The good news is the winter storm warning for much of the southern tier has expired. That expired at 10 o'clock this morning. We still do have a winter storm warning out for Allegheny County that continues until 1 p.m. and you'll see why. The snow is starting to really move out to the east now. But we are still going to see some snow showers through the afternoon today. So understand the heaviest of the snow is done and over with. We're still going to see these light snow showers continuing through the afternoon today. So here's the forecast for you, 15 to 23. That'll do it for the afternoon. Light snow showers will pick up an additional 1 to 2 inches of new accumulation with a northeast wind. Now we do dry out as we head into the weekend. Plus we'll talk about where those temperatures are headed with that Ultimate Satellite Solution 7-day forecast later on in the show. Justin.
All right, Dakota, we'll see you back in just a bit. And snow from yesterday's winter storm, well, it's starting to pile up in the city of Jamestown. Many with the Department of Public Works have been working nonstop over the last 24 hours to keep our roads clear. Our Alana Wingate joins us live in the newsroom today with more on where things stand. Alana?
Justin, now that the snow has stopped falling, Senior Civil Engineer Mark Schlemmer tells us his crew are transitioning to snow removal in order to help expedite the process. He continues to ask those parked along the city streets to heed parking rules.
We always struggle with the alternate parking changeover. Try to stick to that as close as possible to that 10 a.m. switchover.
Those who don't move their vehicles by that time might get plowed in.
Because we do get into so many situations where the plow truck will get up to a certain point in the street, can't pass through because there's cars on both sides. He has to back down, turn around. It's an unsafe situation.
Although the snow kept many inside during the storm, Lucas Boyce decided to take advantage of the weather and turn lemons into lemonade.
Shoveling, making money. Go door to door. Sometimes you pick up a couple people that will let you do it because they're older and need the help.
Local chiropractor Dr. Bill Schuver, meanwhile, took the snow upkeep into his own hands.
Well, it's obviously an obligation, I feel, in the city, any property. But for me, it's also a safety issue for everybody, including my patients.
Most area schools, including those in Jamestown, closed Friday morning. However, some locals feel they shouldn't have opened at all the day before.
If the roads aren't clear, I don't think kids should be getting on the bus to go to BOCES and school. I think it would be unsafe.
As for where the snow goes, Schlemmer gave us a first-hand look at what he calls the snow bowl.
This is the snow that we've collected from downtown area and a few other miscellaneous spots, parking lots, those kind of things. And then we bring it here and dump it and let it melt. And so we're basically standing in, a large area that's, well, you can't even tell, but we're talking 50 feet all around us is snow.
As for how long the snow will remain at the dumping site, Schlemmer predicts the winter leftovers to stick around until May or the 1st of June. Live in studio, Alana Wingate, WNY News Now.
Over 12,000 people have signed a petition to fire the SUNY Fredonia professor who suggested that adult-child sex is acceptable. Professor Stephen Kirshner's view on the subject were posted in a YouTube video this week. That video has since been removed from the site for violating YouTube's community guidelines. The university has also canceled all of his philosophy classes and assigned the professor to remote duties. In a statement, the university's president doubling down on that the professor's comments do not reflect the views of the institution and that the school continues to investigate. And a 20-year-old Falconer woman is facing federal charges in connection with the alleged production of and distribution of child pornography. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Buffalo says that Lily Brandow was arrested and charged on Thursday. She, along with co-defendant Yusuf Merrick, are accused of selling videos on Snapchat of her man, identified as Merrick, as a 16-year-old girl having sex. It's alleged that Brando then threatened that victim not to speak with investigators and allegedly attempted to delete her boyfriend's email and social media account. Jamestown's fire department union is responding to the city council's vote to strike down their newly reached contract. The agreement would have provided an additional ambulance and 4 new firefighters, a point the union president Ben McLaughlin says would help quell the pending EMS crisis. He says over the past 2 years, firefighters have worked with the community and city administration to find solutions to this pending crisis while also being good stewards to taxpayers. Unfortunately, because of the rejection, he says the issues will remain. He goes on to say that the overall calls for emergency service are up 78%, with ambulance transport specifically up 1,000%. He says firefighters are committed to providing services. However, the current resources available are not enough to meet their growing needs. And a state appellate court has ruled against an appeal in the case to annex a Jamestown Board of Public Utilities property. In 2020, a Chautauqua County court judge ruled that the BPU Dow Street substation property, that's between Dow Street and Tiffany Avenue, didn't meet legal requirements to annex the property from the town of Ellicott and village of Falconer. Following a hearing, justices in the 4th Appellate Court dismissed all appeals in the case. The suit is now slated to be heard in the state Supreme Court later this year. City leaders argue that the annexation will save a $160,000 bill each year to taxpayers, in turn saving money for all BPU customers. The suit claims that the city also is better equipped to respond to emergencies at that property thanks to their full-time fire department. Both the town and village and Falconer Central School District are opposed. They say that the loss of tax revenue from the BPU's ownership of that station would negatively impact their budgets. As WNY News Now continues, we hear from our local congressman as New York has officially redrawn their congressional map, what this means for your vote. And later, an important deadline for area college students that are seeking financial aid. Stay with us as WNY News Now will be right back.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
Welcome to Honest John's Pizzeria, where you are the most important customer.
Everything from freshly made subs to the best of pizza and wings, Honest John's has it all.
And don't forget the ice cream!
Order online today or check out our 2 great locations with buffets ready for every appetite.
Don't I have the best job in the world?
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Now is the time to make your real estate move. Call us to list your home in Cattaraugus County. Choose the #1 real estate team in Ellicottville. Call Team Pritchard, 716-575-SELL. The market is hot. Call 716-575-SELL today.
Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Brought to you by the Chautauqua Safety Village and the Jamestown Fire Department.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
New York Governor Kathy Hochul yesterday signed off on new maps for the state's congressional districts that give Democrats a heavy political advantage over Republicans and that have been criticized by some nonpartisan groups. The state's legislature had approved these maps on Wednesday along party lines. They were drawn in such a way that out of the 26 congressional districts, New York will be divided into 2023. Democrats will be the majority of registered voters in 22 of them. Republicans have said they're considering legal challenges to the map, saying they violate the state's constitution. The state Democratic leadership who came up with them said the maps reflect the state's population shifts over the last decade. Nonpartisan groups like the state's chapters of the League of Women Voters and Common Cause have called out the maps as gerrymandering, the creation of election districts in a way that gives one party an unfair advantage. Now, the state's primary elections are coming up in June. This will have an effect. And Congressman Tom Reed is joining other GOP officials in calling out the Democratic-controlled New York State legislature for what he says is a political gerrymandering. Reed spoke with reporters during his weekly press call. During that, he said he was asked about the maps that were approved this week. Congressman Reed believes that the redistricting maps are a result of protecting interests in our nation's capital.
I'm very disappointed in the hypocrisy of the one-party control of the Democratic Party in Albany that is using gerrymandering 100% for political purposes to achieve a goal at the national level to protect Nancy Pelosi as Speaker of the House going forward. And voters should be aware of what they're doing in Albany, and I think the voters will hold them accountable.
Reed, who will be leaving Congress after this term, says that despite disagreeing with the map, he's glad to see that the Southern Tier will still see a Republican representative in that region, or at least he hopes so, certainly. He adds that he believes there are several Republicans who could represent the region come this fall. Well, the winter weather doesn't just mean good business for plow drivers. Auto part shops are also seeing steady sales on days like this. Erie News Now's Kara Coleman stopped by to see what some of the most popular items are that are on sale.
Chris Adams has been answering calls like this all day long.
A lot of them are asking about wipers.
After a fresh layer of snow and ice overnight, the staff here at O'Reilly Auto Parts on Peach Street say those new wiper blades are the hot item.
When they freeze to the window, usually people just jump in their car, automatically hit the wipers, and the wipers just pull right off as they swing.
And you can help people here with that, right? And you install them?
Yes, we do. We install the wipers when a customer buys them.
And as the snow continues to fall, they're stocked with the winter essentials.
Of course, we sell batteries, we sell antifreeze, we sell windshield washer fluid, lots of de-icer. We try to keep as many scrapers as possible because, again, that's another popular item with a lot of the customers.
The little things to make winter days like this a little less of a struggle. Kara Coleman, Erie News Now.
Thank you, Karen. Anything helps, that's for sure. Well, Pennsylvania's Secretary of Education, Dr. Noli Ortega, is reminding residents preparing for higher education about the upcoming FAFSA deadline. The secretary was joined by the Pennsylvania Higher Education Assistance Agency at the Harrisburg University of Science and Technology this week. Officials say that FAFSA is an important tool for students seeking post-secondary education opportunities. Current and prospective undergrad and graduate students should submit their application to the U.S. Department of Education to determine eligibility for their financial aid. Ortega says post-secondary preparations can be overwhelming, but this is extremely important.
There are also so many applications to fill out, deadlines to adhere to, and materials that you have to collect. That part can be less exciting, but it's also extremely critical. The FAFSA helps current and prospective students further their education in an affordable way, And that's something that's needed now more than ever.
Some first-time applicants have until August 1st to submit their FAFSA. For more information, check out our web story at WNYNewsNow.com. Well, coming up, a look at price gouging during the pandemic. How much money went into overpriced products? And later, we meet a new furry friend that's up for adoption. But first, here's a live look over the snowy and cold Chautauqua Lake. Dakota is back just after this with a full look at our weather. So stay with us. WNY News Now continues next.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
This winter, let New York State take your breath away. Come be a part of it. Plan your winter getaway at iloveny.com.
It's not just what we say, it's what we do.
Local first. It isn't just our slogan. It's our mindset every single day. So whether you're watching our daily live streams or staying up to date with reports on our website and mobile app, you'll always see the same attention to detail from reporters who passionately care about our community, who have one goal in mind: to always put the facts first.
For me, it's more than just getting the forecast right. What I love the most about my job is that I come into work every day to help break down the weather, letting people know how this is going to impact their day. We take pride that First Defense Weather is the only local weather team in the Southern Tier. We don't just copy and paste our weather from outside sources. Every part of our forecast is handmade right here in-house, something our team really takes pride in.
What matters to you matters to us. Every story, every day. WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
I'm a survivor.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense Weather.
And welcome back, and certainly a lot of people are going to be wanting to enjoy the snow out there, such as Peak. We've got some skiers out there in Peak right now, and yeah, today would be a great day to get out and enjoy it with lots of snow that has fallen, and it is just a fantastic day. Well, not a fantastic day weather-wise, but it is a fantastic day to get out there for any of the wintertime festivities. All the ski resorts reporting almost a foot of snow in most locations. The bases are good, the surfaces are good, so yeah, if you're a skier or a snowboarder, get out there because it's good conditions out there. Now we've got some more snow coming at least over the next day here, and it's mainly going to be through the afternoon and through the evening hours. We could pick up an additional inch or two. So, you know, this is not, so we kind of call this the it's kind of inconsistent, well, not inconsistent, it is inconvenient type of snow. So again, probably about an inch or two, that'll pretty much do it for the rest of the afternoon and into the early evening hours tonight. So yeah, we still have some snow showers downtown right now, 17 degrees. The anemometer did not report the noon hour wind. The winds are not calm out there. As of 11 o'clock, the winds were 8 miles an hour, so it's probably somewhere around there. And we do have some light fog being reported at the airport as well. Not really fog, but mainly the low visibility from the snow. So
The radar is showing you pretty much where the snow is now. Notice there's a little bit of a break in the snow coverage now coming across the central portion of Chautauqua County, and then the snow kind of reorganizes again once you work out into Cattaraugus County. But the snow is starting to kind of wind down here. We're in the back edge of the storm system. This is the system now, and you can still see it's raining now across portions of the East Coast. Still got some heavy snow and even some icing issues going out up into Maine, into the upper portion of New England. So the newest run of the computer modeling shows you the widespread snow tapering off, but we still will see some snow showers through the afternoon today. Even though it's not being picked up here, some model guidance does suggest some lake effect snow showers setting up tonight and then through early tomorrow, but they'll be on the lighter side. So there'll be, no warnings, nothing out of that, but they will be on the lighter side if any of them do develop. The afternoon tomorrow should be mainly dry, but do expect a mix of clouds and sunshine. By the time we go into Sunday, though, we start to see at least some more sunshine heading our way as we go into early next week. So upper teens will do it for most of us today. It's going to be a cold day with some snow showers continuing. Now, how about the future? The next 7 days are coming up, powered by Ultimate Satellite Solutions. So again, 16 will keep that chance for that early snow shower in there. We hail the sun on Sunday up to 30, few more clouds on Monday, 33. Temperatures kind of moderate a little bit as we go into early next week, but it doesn't look like our next chance of snow after tomorrow morning will be until Thursday, Justin.
Oh, hey, yeah, that's good. We need that break, Dakota. We really do, because I think there's so many people that are just like, when will the snow end? And at least we know that the sun's coming, right?
There's a neon light at the end of the tunnel, tunnel, like Sheldon.
Yes, there is. Well, thank you, sir. When the COVID-19 pandemic began in early 2020, officials say scammers saw that as an opportunity to hike up prices and create false claims of cures and treatments just to make a quick buck off of Americans. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp reports that congressional members accuse the Federal Trade Commission of not doing enough to protect consumers.
Researchers and analysts say since the coronavirus pandemic began, they've seen a wave of scammers advertising products that are counterfeit or don't do what they claim.
During 2020 and 2021, Customs and Border Protection seized some 34 million counterfeit masks, half from China. We're also seeing fake COVID test sites. The sites look real with people in hazmat suits. You may get charged for a test that's supposed to be free, or your information is used to steal your identity. And, you don't get test results.
And scammers aren't stopping there. They're hiking up prices on COVID-related products like home test kits and face masks.
In January 2021, we researched 750 products such as face masks and cough syrup. And for each, we looked at the price in December 2019 and in December 2020. And out of the 750 listings on Amazon, 409 saw price increases of more than 20%. And 136 at least doubled in price.
Price gouging and scamming has deeply cost consumers.
The FTC estimates has come to consumers $700 million. It is unacceptable.
In a heated back and forth, senators accuse the Federal Trade Commission of issuing more cease and desist warnings rather than lawsuits against scammers.
You've brought only 3 cases under the COVID-related Consumer Protection Act.
I completely agree, Senator, that we need to bring more cases, and we will be bringing more cases. It's certainly important that we get these claims taken down quickly, but it's also critical that we not allow scammers to profit from preying on American consumers.
Senators say there needs to be greater enforcement at the federal level. At the Capitol, Rachel Knapp reporting.
Rachel, thank you. In both New York and PA, it's a crime to price gouge products. We reached out to New York and PA's attorney generals to see how many fraud or price gouging claims they've received and prosecuted, but did not hear back. President Biden traveled to New York yesterday for a meeting aimed at combating gun violence. Biden was joined by U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland, New York Governor Kathy Hochul, and New York City Mayor Eric Adams. The president outlined what his administration has done to fight gun violence and announced some expanded policies. He stressed the importance of doing more to support police and said it's critical for communities and police departments to come together.
Mayor Adams, you and I agree. The answer is not to abandon our streets. That's not the answer. The answer is to come together policing communities, building trust, and making us all safer. The answer is not to defund the police. It's to give you the tools, the training, the funding to be partners, to be protectors, and community needs you.
He's also pushing to combat ghost guns by expanding background checks. Well, the opening ceremony for the Beijing Winter Olympics has officially kicked off. Thousands of athletes and just over 20 world leaders attended, including Russian President Vladimir Putin. Selena Wang has more at the Bird's Nest there in China.
The Beijing Winter Olympics have officially kicked off with the opening ceremony. It was a visually stunning spectacle with the use of elaborate technology, but it was a simpler, more subdued event than the 2008 opening ceremony. They used 3,000 performers this time around versus 15,000 back then, because in 2008 there was this immense pressure on China to pull off this extravagant ceremony to cement China's role as an emerging global superpower. This time around, China's not trying to prove anything to the world. It is a more confident nation, and in fact, this opening ceremony was a moment for Beijing to show off a wealthy and powerful China, and one that's, under Xi Jinping, is more authoritarian and increasingly at odds with the West. That is as the United States, as well as some of its allies, the UK, Australia, and Canada, are staging a diplomatic boycott of the Olympics as a statement against allegations of genocide in China's Xinjiang region, allegations that China strongly denies. A big contrast to 2008 when George W. Bush was in the stand shoulder to shoulder to Chinese leaders. This time around, a very different guest of honor, Vladimir Putin. Along with Putin, there were other autocratic and strongman leaders, including Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, the leaders of Egypt, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan. China is surrounding itself with a very different set of friends. Selena Wang in Beijing.
Selena, thank you. Certainly a lot happening there on the world stage. Next, we meet a new furry friend as part of our Pet of the Week segment. Stay with us. WNY News Now will be right back.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
How prepared is your family if a hurricane shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a blizzard? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes! Make a plan today.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Welcome back to WNY News Now. In an effort to help our furry friends find a forever home, we're partnered with the Chautauqua County Humane Society in our Pet of the Week segment. Our friend Clark with more on this week's featured furry friend.
Hi everybody, this is Taco, and Taco is a big boy, but he is genuinely one of the sweetest dogs. He is great with meeting new people here. He can be a little shy at first, but once he warms up, he is an absolute snuggler. He's PP Best is probably an only pet in the house. He can be a little intense. He's just never found a dog here that he's matched up with really great. And that's okay. He just really loves to be with people. He loves to go for walks, and he loves to play fetch. And he's learning his leash skills. He can be a little strong at first, but once he realizes that he's on leash and out for a walk, he comes right back to you and is working on knot pulling. You can find out all about Taco at chqhumane.org, where you can also fill out an application for him, and you can learn about all of our other pets that are available here.
Taco looks like he's just ready for a hug. To learn more about our friends, as mentioned, check them out, chqhumane.org. Gotta love it. Well, that's going to do it for us today. News 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. We'll leave you with this final look outside of our studios right here as the snow is still blowing around a little bit. We'll see you back here live Monday at noon.